Hi, and we are back with Tallarino and Tuzzolino, and this is not Tommy T.
Sideshow Bob.
This is Sideshow Bob. Tommy T is flying here, I guess. I don't know. He's off in the stratosphere somewhere. We'll figure it out. There's a stratosphere right there. I think he's up there. We'll figure it out. He'll be here next week. And in the meantime, I've got Sideshow Bob, intern at another network show, and he's also a student at UNLV. And tell people a little bit more about yourself. What are your interests?
Obviously sports. Always been a sports fan. I used to play football at high school here in the Valley.
Did you? Where at?
Yep, at Silverado. Silverado High School in Henderson.
Who was your coach?
Mr. Randall Cunningham. Great
Randall
guy.
Cunningham was his coach. Nice.
Great guy. He kind of forced me to play quarterback.
Forced you?
Yeah. I had played it when I was younger, and I told him that. And I really wanted to play on defense, but we needed a backup, and I wasn't down for that because I wanted to start on defense. But he kind of coerced me to do it, and it was a good decision because our guy went down our senior year, and so I got to step in there. And unfortunately, Randall ended up going to Bishop Gorman, as we know, and so he didn't even get to continue coaching me. But in the long run, I was glad he did it, and it worked out.
So you went to Silverado.
Yep.
And now, isn't Randall back?
Randall is back.
He's back over there.
Randall's back at Silverado. His son is at USC now,
Nice.
doing jumping.
Oh, that's great.
High jump, long jump.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yeah. I did long jump,
Me too.
triple jump, and high jump, and a quarter mile.
Nice.
Yeah, and I rotated in the mile relay when it wasn't baseball season.
Track is a love-hate.
Yeah, it is. Well, and the thing is, I had to run. I'll never forget this. So, the jumping events were early in the meet, and then towards the end, of course, you'd have your quarter mile, right? Your 400 or 440, depends on what system you're using, and then right after that, when you're dying, you're sucking wind. Oh, guess what? Now it's time to do the mile relay. And your lungs are already burning, right? But you got to get up for it. So imagine, of course, having a couple of events prior to that. Where was the high jump? I wasn't very good. I didn't really qualify to go to the conference
I wasn't very good
champions.
either.
I mean, I did the old Fosbury flip, and I could do that. But I was much better at the triple jump and long jump. And
it was a lot more fun. I agree.
I don't know what my I don't know what my heights or my distance were. I can't remember, but I do remember as a freshman at my high school in Oak Park River Forest High School in Oak Park, Illinois, suburban Chicago. And I'm sure you've heard a little bit about my neighborhood from the past, but that's another show. But that area is chock full of really good stars. But in my freshman year, I ran a 51 for the quarter mile, which stood as a record for a long time. I don't know if it still did for the indoor freshman team. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was motoring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting those arms chugging.
So the Coach Randall actually coached us in long jump, triple jump.
Does he really?
Jump at Silverado too. So I believe he's still doing track. Over
long
there as well.
and lanky.
Yeah.
I remember his release. It was way back here. He just had this slingshot.
Yeah.
And he could throw the ball 80 yards in the air.
Slingshot and a boot too.
Yeah.
Remember he could punt.
Yeah, he could punt. But this guy could run too. He was really entertaining to watch. And back then, when I was a little kid, the Eagles were like my second favorite team. Right? That was then, and that was then.
Yeah.
And right now we have to start rooting for different teams because, well, we live in Las Vegas. I was living in Chicago then. Of course, grew up a Bears fan, and my mother used to yell at me all the time because I always liked the lightning bolt. I was like, that's the coolest hat in the business, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Those powder blues.
Yeah, that was great. You had Dan Fouts to Kellen Winslow.
Yeah.
What a great combination. So I used to root for them too. And my mother, she used to say, root for your own damn team. And I'm like,
that's a good mom.
Oh, I know. And she'd come up, pow! She'd punch me right in the face. That's how she was. No slapping. Oh, no, hell no. She hit straight. Now,
toughened
she knew.
You up.
Yeah, well, my father was a boxer as well. He boxed in the Marines. So I grew up in that kind of family. You're in the neighborhood. That's what happens. You got to defend yourself. I was in a house with 8 kids, 4 boys and 4 girls. Right? And I was the youngest. And, well, we know what happens to the youngest. Usually they get pushed around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another story for another day. It's great material, though. Real quick, I will tell you this. My mother was absolutely frightening to the neighborhood and to the teachers at school. I mean, really, if she had to go to school, it was over. You may have seen people talk about it on a comedy show or whatnot. She was the real deal. Oh, yeah. She would get right up in their grill and say, this is how it is. And if you don't believe her, she was cocked and locked.
Nice.
Yeah. No fooling.
It's a good mom to have in Chicago.
Yeah, if you're ever in a war, that's the one you want next to you in the foxhole, right? My cousin described that best one time. All right, anyway, back to the NFL. All right, so I was talking about the Cleveland Browns when we left the last segment, and the Browns are getting 6 points at home against the Bengals. At home. And where the Browns have actually played pretty well. And if you remember back to the Dallas game, they were neck and neck with them for the whole first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played very well against Dallas.
They usually don't play too bad in the first half.
Right, despite the score.
Usually competitive. Yeah.
They're very competitive.
Yeah.
And I like that about Cleveland. And look, I don't know how many points they're going to score. I mean, the odds makers have it at 43 for the total. I guess they're thinking a 24-17 type of game or 24-20. I don't know, but one way or another, and this is not one of my green picks. And I have green picks, and we'll get to those in a second. I just believe that the Browns are going to win this game because they can win and still get the last pick. And they can get off the schneid for being the winless team.
Right. I think this is one of their more winnable games of their last three. So I think they had this game circled.
I don't know if it's. I think they have the whole season circled.
Well, of course,
right?
with the big zero,
just one, right? A big zero around it, exactly. So, but I think the Browns really can get themselves in there, and I think remember this is the interstate rival,
right?
Right, or intrastate. It's the same state, right? So you've got Cleveland against Cincinnati. For some kind of respect statewide. And Cleveland, let's face it, they lost the World Series, which I don't even want to go there. But you've got a team that really needs something. And I happen to believe that Cleveland's going to find themselves to get a win. Let's move on real quick to the Steelers and the Buffalo Bills.
Great game.
That'll be a fun game to watch. That'll be a fun game to watch. Now, looking at the way the teams match up and who needs the game more, I mean, let's face it, Buffalo is not going to win that division. We already know that.
No.
New England could sit for the next week or two, and they're going to win the division. But the Steelers have a lot to play for right now.
Whole lot.
Right. And they've got a two-headed monster in the running game, and they've got some great wideouts, and they've got a great quarterback. Yeah, they're a little suspect on the defensive side of the ball, but that's okay. This is about Pittsburgh outscoring Buffalo and not about defending.
Is D'Angelo Williams back?
He's not back yet. No, he's not back yet. I think he's going to sit out again, but that's okay because they really don't need him. Most teams feature one good back. They happen to feature two. And let's face it, Le'Veon Bell has been tearing it up. So,
absolutely.
Right. This is a team that can win with one back or even a half a back or a half back, right? You never know. I mean, the old days of the fullbacks are gone. The I formation, and even back when Randall played, they were lining up in the I.
Right.
And imagine a guy with his skill, right? His height, his skill in the I formation. Now you've got a bona fide fullback and a halfback, and you've got a guy that's big enough to run the ball as a fullback with the speed of a halfback.
Right.
Dangerous. That's very dangerous, and that's why his teams were very, very good.
So you like Steelers plus the points, or
I like Pittsburgh minus 2.5.
Minus the points.
Right, minus 2.5, and I think that's going to be an unders game. That ought to be a fairly low-scoring game. I can't really see that game being kind of like what we talked about with Cleveland and Cincinnati. This is one of those maybe 21-17 type of games or 17-14. It's going to be a real tight game, but Pittsburgh needs the game. They have to have this game.
Absolutely.
No question. So it occurs to me that the Steel is probably going to get themselves a win. They're going to go up above everybody else in the division, and they're going to win that division. They're going to find a way to win that division.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly is not going to be Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't have the weapons to play with Pittsburgh. And that right there with those two, that's the matchup.
Yep.
That's the end of it. And Baltimore's a good club. But next season, I think you're going to see a different quarterback over there. I think Flacco's going to be gone.
You think so?
Yeah, Flacco's going to go. He's a good fit for the system, but I think he's aging a little bit. And as I see it, he's going to be gone. So anyway, we'll pick up the. Did you already kill it?
No.
Oh, hey, we're still on. We'll pick it up on the other side, guys. All right, bye.